Dragon Masters number 29. Magic of the Wizard Dragon by Tracey West. Chapter 1. No Fair. Drake watched his friend Rory pace back and forth. They were in an empty classroom in the castle of the wizards, where young wizards are trained. "What is taking so long?" Rory wondered. Diana has to talk to the Wizards' Council to figure out the next move, Drake said. And wizards like to talk a lot. Rory frowned. "There's an evil wizard dragon on the loose. What is there to talk about? Let's go get him." "It's good to have a plan," Drake said. "This castle is kind of a headquarters for wizards. I'm sure the wizards here will know exactly what to do." Worm, a large brown earth dragon, was curled up in the corner of the classroom. Drake was Worm's dragon master. The green stone hanging around Drake's neck began to glow. Drake heard Worm's voice in his head. "Rory is impatient, but she is also right," Worm said. "I know," Drake said, "but Diana will soon tell us how we can help. And I don't mind a little break. So many things have happened." Just last night, Drake and Worm had been sleeping in the castle of the wizards. Overnight, they were brought to the dream world by Kishar, a dragon master, and Mamu, her dream dragon. Kishar and Mamu needed help stopping a wizard named Zoltan. The dream world was a magical place where almost anything could happen. The dragon masters tried, but they couldn't stop Zoltan. The evil wizard transformed into a wizard dragon, a dragon with the powers of a dragon combined with the magic of a wizard. Then Zoltan escaped from the dream world. In the morning, Drake and Worm were back in the castle. Rory and her fire dragon Vulcan had arrived after they heard that Drake and Worm had gone missing. And now Zoltan was on his way to free Maldred, the most evil wizard in the world. "We need to go after Zoltan," Rory said. "The longer we wait..." A white-haired wizard in an orange dress came into the room. "We will wait no longer," Diana said. "A team of wizards is ready to head to the Earthquake Dragon's home on the Dragon Islands. Zoltan knows that Maldred is trapped there, guarded by the Naga. That is where he will go." "Vulcan and I are ready to go get him," Rory said. "I will need your help keeping everyone safe here at the castle, Rory," Diana said. Rory frowned. "Yes, Diana." Diana turned to Drake. "You and Worm will go with the wizards. The dream amulet may only work for you." Drake felt the stone in his pocket. Kishar had told him that it had the power to transform Zoltan back into a human. "Worm and I are..." Drake began, but he was cut off by the sound of young students yelling in the hallway. "I'll be right back," Diana said. The head wizard left. "I don't see why I can't go on this mission, too," Rory complained. Suddenly, poof! A boy wearing long wizard robes appeared in the room. "Who are you?" Drake asked. "I'm Wolfgang," the student replied. "Didn't Diana tell you about me? I'm Zoltan's son." Chapter 2. Wolfgang. Drake stared at the boy. Before Zoltan had turned into a dragon, he was a human with blonde hair and a long mustache. This boy had light brown hair and wore thin glasses with square frames. His colorful clothes gave him a friendly appearance. He wore a green robe, a blue tunic, and striped pink pants. "Your dad is Zoltan? Are you evil too?" Rory asked. Rory, just because his dad is evil doesn't mean he's evil too, Drake said. He looked at Wolfgang. I mean, unless you are. Does it matter? Wolfgang asked. Everyone thinks I am. Ever since my dad turned into a dragon and flew past the castle, everyone's been teasing me. I almost got into a fight in the dining room. I panicked and poofed here to get away. But here you are, and you're not wizards, so who are you? We're Dragon Masters. I'm Drake, and this is my dragon Worm, Drake replied. I'm Rory, and my dragon Vulcan is in the stables, Rory added. But I don't really think you're evil. But I had to ask. And I don't really think you're evil, but I had to ask. I understand, Wolfgang said with a sigh. My dad wasn't always evil, but my mom died when I was 2 and it changed him. Dad started ignoring me to study magic all the time. He was always down in his workshop in our creepy castle in Gothica. I'm sorry, Drake said. Yeah, that must have been hard, Rory agreed. Wolfgang nodded. Then my dad became obsessed with an evil wizard named Maldred. He wanted to get really powerful so he could finally meet Maldred and team up with him. I was in that castle and saw your dad, Drake remarked. He was definitely obsessed with Maldred. I got my wizard powers when I was 5, and Dad sent me to live here at school. Wolfgang continued. He used to visit once in a while, but when he heard that Maldred was trapped, he stopped coming. He worked night and day to find a way to free him. Drake nodded. Your dad had planned to use the powers of the dream world to free Maldred. I'm sorry we couldn't stop him from getting there. I don't think anyone could have, Wolfgang said. I learned how to poof from place to place last year. I miss my dad, so I went to see him. All he talked about was freeing Maldred. He said that if his dream world plan didn't work out, he knew about a secret doorway to the Naga in a land called Barga. But the doorway to the Naga isn't in Barga, Drake protested. It's on the Dragon Islands. Wolfgang shrugged. Dad was pretty sure about the secret door. I know he's headed to Barga. I'm going there myself to stop him. Then I'll be a hero, and everyone will stop teasing me. You shouldn't go alone, Wolfgang, Drake said. Rory nodded. We'll go with. Poof! Wolfgang disappeared. Chapter 3. To Barga. As soon as Wolfgang vanished, Drake heard Worm's voice in his head. Drake, if we transport now, I can follow Wolfgang's trail of magical energy. Drake, touch Worm! Drake touched Worm. Rory, he said. Worm and I are going after Wolfgang. We have to leave now or Worm will lose his trail. Rory raced to the door. Wait, let me get Vulcan. No time, sorry, Drake called. Worm to Barga. Worm's body glowed green as he transported himself and Drake. Seconds later, they arrived in a cold land covered in snow. Drake shivered in his thin tunic. I guess this is Barga, he said. He spotted Wolfgang. The young wizard was now dressed in a warm fur parka. He looked relieved to see Drake and Worm. Wow, I didn't know your dragon could transport you to places. Thanks for following me, he said. You were right, I shouldn't have come alone. Drake wrapped his arms around his body to keep warm. You look cold. Let me give you a coat too, Wolfgang said. He held up a wand and pointed it at Drake. Blue magic sparks came out and surrounded Drake's entire body. Drake giggled. That tickles! Then he looked down. Now he was dressed in a warm, furry parka and thick, fuzzy boots. Thanks, Wolfgang, Drake said. Does Worm need a coat too? Wolfgang asked. Do you need a coat? Drake asked his dragon. I'm not sure how I would wear one, Worm replied, but please tell Wolfgang thank you. Drake relayed the message. You're welcome, Wolfgang said. Now let's go find my dad, the wizard dragon. We should go back to the castle first. There's a team of wizards who are headed to the Dragon Islands by mistake. They could help us, Drake suggested. Wolfgang threw back his shoulders. There's no time. I know this will be dangerous, but I think my dad will listen to me before he listens to those wizards, and I don't want him to get hurt. Okay, Worm and I will stay and help you, Drake said. But no matter what, we have to stop your dad before he frees Maldred. Chapter 4, The Ice Cave. To stop my dad, we need to get to the secret doorway to the Naga, but I'm not sure how we'll find it, Wolfgang said. Why does it need to be a secret anyway? The Naga is one of the most powerful dragons ever, Drake answered. When he turns his eye to a place, he causes an earthquake. He stays calm if nobody disturbs him. Then what my father is doing is more dangerous than I thought, Wolfgang replied. We need to find that door. Worm might be able to find it, Drake replied. He's good at sensing the locations of other dragons. Drake turned to his dragon. Worm, can you sense any dragons nearby? Worm closed his eyes. His body softly glowed with green energy. I can sense the Naga, Worm replied. His energy is very, very powerful. If I transport us toward that energy, we may find the secret door. Zoltan is also nearby, but I can sense a third dragon in the same direction, one who is much closer. Do we know this dragon? Drake asked. No, Worm replied. We have not met before. Drake reported the news to Wolfgang. I hope this new dragon does not get in our way, Wolfgang said. We need to go straight to the Naga. I'm ready to transport. Is it anything like poofing? Drake thought about the times he had been magically transported by a wizard before. Kind of, but when Worm does it, my stomach flip-flops. Touch Worm and we can go. Wolfgang put a hand on Worm's neck. Worm, transport us to the Naga, Drake cried. In a flash of green light, the three of them disappeared. They appeared in a cave, but it wasn't like any cave Drake had ever seen. It was massive, with a ceiling 10 times taller than Worm. Blue-white ice covered its walls. Frost crunched under Drake's feet. Wolfgang gazed around in wonder. An ice cave? I don't see a doorway yet, Drake added. Then Drake noticed two figures a bit deeper inside. Someone's here, he said, and he walked forward. Wolfgang and Worm followed. A girl wearing a purple parka trimmed with fur was kneeling next to a dragon. The dark brown dragon was curled up and her eyes were closed. That's an earth dragon, Drake realized. He glanced at Worm. His dragon was staring at the earth dragon. This is the first time I have seen another earth dragon since I was taken to King Roland's castle, Worm said. The girl stood up, and Drake saw that she wore a dragonstone. She looked at Worm, her eyes wide. Then her gaze shifted to Drake. Dragon Master, can you help me? She asked. My dragon is hurt. Chapter 5, The Guardians. We will help you, Drake told the Dragon Master. I am Nuna, and my dragon is Kinguq. Kinguq, the girl said. Kinguq? Drake pronounced. That's a great name. Sorry, Kinguq. Kinguq. My dragon's name is Worm. Nuna's eyes lit up. Really? Kinguq means worm in the language of this land. Drake grinned. That's so cool. I'm Drake, and this is my friend Wolfgang. Nice to meet you both, said Wolfgang. He knelt next to Kinguq. How did your dragon get hurt? Kinguq and I are the guardians of this cave, she began. We watch over a big secret. You guard this cave to stop anyone from finding the doorway to the Naga, Drake said. We know all about the earthquake dragon. Worm and I have been to the Dragon Islands. Nuna raised an eyebrow. Ah, then maybe I know why you are here. Are you after the strange dragon who attacked us? We are. Is that how Kinguq got hurt? Drake asked. Yes, Nuna replied. Very few know about the secret door. Mostly Kinguq and I chase away folks who stumble upon this cave. But earlier today, we could not chase away that dragon. He used wizard magic. He cast a spell on Kinguq that hurt her. Then he ran farther into the cave, looking for the door. That wizard dragon is my father, Zoltan, Wolfgang said. I'm sorry he hurt Kinguq. He wants to open the door and release an evil wizard who is being guarded by the Naga. You must go stop him, Nuna replied. When you are done, maybe Worm can transport Kinguq to our living chamber. I can heal her there. Drake looked at Kinguq. The dragon's eyes fluttered open, but her breathing was shallow. We should help Kinguq first, Drake said. Nuna bit her lip. Okay, there's a maze of tunnels ahead of us, so it will take some time for the wizard dragon to reach the door. If we act quickly... Go help Kinguq, Wolfgang interrupted. I will stop my dad. It's too dangerous, Wolfgang, Drake said. Please stay with us. We should heal Kinguq and then find Zoltan. Wolfgang gazed into the dark cave. Then he nodded and put a hand on Worm. Kinguq, connect with Worm and show him where we live, Nuna said. She put a hand on each dragon. Drake touched Worm. Worm, transport us there, he cried. Chapter 6. Kinguq's Cave. Seconds later, Drake, Wolfgang, Worm, Nuna, and Kinguq appeared in a chamber deep inside the ice cave. There was no ice on the gray rock walls. It was small and cozy, with just enough room for the 3 humans and 2 dragons. A cheerful fire burned in a fireplace. The cave held a single bed and a wood table and chairs. Clay pots and woven grass baskets filled the shelves on the wall. A pile of soft furs made a comfy dragon's nest next to the fire. Without being asked, Worm used his powers to lift Kinguq onto the nest. Worm's body glowed green, and a green light surrounded Kinguq as she gently floated up onto the furs. Nuna got busy. She picked up a kettle hanging near the fire. She poured the water into a large bowl. Then she opened one of the pots and took out what looked like dried moss. She put the greenish-brown plant into the bowl. This plant is called stinkweed, Nuna said, as she worked. It should cure Kinguq of the effects of the wizard's magic. It just needs to steep for a bit. I didn't know plants could cure spells. That's good, Drake said. Can you tell us more about the secret door? I can, she replied. Kinguq and I have transported to the Dragon Islands a few times, too. This cave's secret door is nothing like that fancy temple. There are no dragon masters here who connect with the Naga. Like Uri and Zelda do on the Dragon Islands, Drake said. He had met the twin dragon masters who could summon the mighty earthquake dragon from the depths of the earth. It's just me and Kinguq guarding the door, Nuna went on. But we cannot open it. The door is protected by secret magical words. The door at the temple on the Dragon Islands is protected by Uri and Zelda, and it is very secure, Drake said. Why does this door even exist? It was created years after the temple of the Naga was built, Nuna explained. It's a way to reach the Naga if the Dragon Islands are ever destroyed. The liquid in the bowl was dark and murky now. Nuna brought it to Kinguq and touched the dragon's nose. Open wide, she said. The dragon obeyed and gulped the liquid. Nuna stroked Kinguq's head, and sang a song. Drake didn't understand the words. "Are you singing a magic spell?" Wolfgang asked. "No, it is a song for healing that my people sing when someone is ill," Nuna replied. "I think it might help." "A song that can heal? That's amazing," Drake said. Nuna patted the space between her dragon's ears. "Feel better?" she asked. Chapter 7, The Secret Door. Kinguq slowly raised her head and looked around. Nuna grinned. "The tea worked!" "I'm so happy she is all right," Worm told Drake. "Oh, I'm so happy she is all right," Worm told Drake. "Me too," Drake replied. He hugged Worm's neck. Wolfgang was pacing back and forth. "Nuna, you said the secret door is protected by magic words. After all the research my dad did, he probably knows those words. And if he doesn't, he'll use his new dragon powers to force it open." Drake suddenly remembered something important. He took the moon-shaped blue stone out of his pocket. "Wolfgang, you haven't seen this. I got it in the dream world. It's called a dream amulet, and it has the power to transform your father back into a human." Wolfgang stopped. He stared at the stone. "Really?" "That is good," Nuna said. "Your amulet may be the only way to stop Zoltan from releasing the evil wizard you mentioned. What is his name?" "Maldred," Drake replied. He quickly told Nuna the story of how Maldred was transformed into 100 flies and trapped in a bottle. The Naga guards that bottle. Nuna raised her eyebrows. "Today is filled with many surprises." Her dragon stone glowed. "Kinguq says she is ready. I will ask her to transport us all to the door." In a flash of light, Nuna, Kinguq, Wolfgang, Drake, and Worm appeared in another chamber inside the ice cave. They faced a large door built into the wall. All around them, tunnels led to different parts of the massive cave. The image of a dragon was carved into the wooden door. This dragon had no wings or legs. Scales covered his coiled, snake-like body. "That drawing looks like the Naga," Drake said. "Yes, this is the secret doorway," Nuna said. Wolfgang looked around. "I think we got here first. Good. I'll have a chance to talk to my dad." "Maybe while you two are talking," Drake said, "I can try to use the amulet to turn him back into a human." "Okay," Wolfgang replied. "You won't hurt him, will you?" "I will not," Drake promised. "Kinguq and I are sworn to protect this door, so I cannot promise the same," Nuna added. "But we will do what we can to keep your father safe." Suddenly, a sound like howling wind came from one of the tunnels. A spinning tornado of red snow moved toward them. "What is happening?" Drake asked. "This is evil magic," Nuna cried. "Zoltan must be near." The snow crystals took shape. They formed a glittering monster. A monster as tall as the dragons, with sharp claws and a mouth full of icy fangs. Roar! The snow monster let out an eerie growl and charged at them. Chapter 8, Zoltan. "Kinguq, crack the earth!" Nuna commanded her dragon. Twin beams of light shone from Kinguq's eyes and zapped the floor of the cave. A crack opened up in front of the snow monster, and the creature fell in. Its head was above the crack, but its body was stuck. The monster let out an angry roar. "Awesome power, Kinguq!" Drake cried. "Drake!" Nuna began. "Worm and Kinguq must act quickly now. This monster is made of snow. Our dragons can break apart the snow crystals like they do rocks." Wolfgang chimed in. "And I can use magic to scatter the crystals so they don't become a monster again." Drake and Nuna nodded. They quickly sprang into action, shouting commands. Worms in Kinguq's bodies glowed, and the snow monster broke into millions of tiny snowflakes. Wolfgang waved his wand. "Winds, blow, and don't be slow," he yelled. A wind sprang up out of nowhere, carrying the snow crystals away. Drake grinned. "Nice teamwork." "Ha!" a voice cackled. "You may have stopped my monster, but no amount of teamwork will stop me." Goosebumps popped up on Drake's arms. "I know that voice," he thought. "Zoltan is here." The wizard dragon emerged from one of the tunnels, walking on 2 legs. Magical symbols made a pattern on his pink dragon scales. Orange wings sprouted from his back, and a long, curly mustache grew from underneath his snout. "Stand aside! Nothing can stop me from freeing the greatest wizard who has ever lived," Zoltan growled. Wolfgang ran in front of him. "Please don't do this." "I will indeed. Who are you to stop me?" Zoltan asked. Wolfgang flinched at his father's words. Then he stepped closer. "Dad, it's me, Wolfgang, your son. Don't you recognize me?" Zoltan looked down at Wolfgang. He blinked. "Son, is that really you?" Chapter 9. The Dream Amulet. "Yes, it's really me, Dad," Wolfgang told the wizard dragon. "Why are you doing this? Why do you want to free Maldred?" Zoltan's eyes flashed. "Think of the power!" he replied. "When I went to the dream world, I wanted to become Maldred. Instead, I became this incredible wizard dragon. I am now powerful enough to free Maldred from the grasp of the Naga. He will be so grateful that he will team up with me. Together, no one can ever stop us." While Zoltan talked, Drake slowly stepped outside of the dragon's vision. He took the blue stone out of his pocket. Nothing happened. Kishar didn't tell me how this amulet works, Drake thought. Maybe I have to touch Zoltan with it. "Why do you need so much power?" Wolfgang asked his father. A sad look crossed the dragon's face. "Because I used to be so weak, so weak. If I had more power years ago, I might have saved your mother." "What happened to Mom wasn't your fault. She was very sick, and you know that not even the most powerful wizard can cure illness," Wolfgang said. Tears filled his eyes. "Dad, we can help you. My new friend Drake has a stone that can turn you back into a human and—" Uh-oh, Drake thought. Telling Zoltan about the stone wasn't part of the plan. Zoltan glared at Drake. "Turn me human again? And give up my dragon powers? Never!" The wizard dragon let out a roar. Loud roar! Nuna quickly gave Kinguq a command. "Free Zoltan!" The earth dragon began to glow, but the wizard dragon pointed at Kinguq. "Esto!" he cried. Sparks flew from his claws. Before the attack could hit Kinguq, she dove headfirst into the cave floor. She tunneled into the earth, escaping the attack. Another earth dragon power I've never seen, Drake thought. And Zoltan is distracted now, so I need to make my move. He ran to Zoltan and held out the amulet. As he neared the dragon, the stone glowed blue. I knew it. I just needed to get closer, Drake thought. He placed the stone on Zoltan's leg. "No!" The wizard dragon roared. Red magic sparked out from his claws, zooming toward Drake. "Drake!" Nuna pulled Drake out of the path of the magical blast. The amulet slipped from his hands. "Confractus!" Zoltan cried. Sizzling red magic hit the amulet. Chapter 10. Breaking the Shield. The dream amulet burst into pieces. The tiny pieces swirled in the air and then disappeared. "You will never stop me!" Zoltan roared. He turned back to the secret door. "Dad, no!" Wolfgang cried. "We can't let him open that door," Drake thought quickly. "Worm, trap Zoltan in a bubble!" he shouted. Beams of light shot from Worm's eyes and hit the wizard dragon. A green energy bubble began to form around him. But the magical symbols on the dragon's body glowed brightly, and the energy bubble fizzled out. Zoltan stomped toward the door. "Power shield!" he shouted. Red magic sizzled from his claws, and a protective red energy shield formed around Zoltan. He created a shield like this when we battled in his castle, Drake remembered. Bo had used Shu to wash away the spell. The wizard dragon faced the door and started to chant. "O secretum ingressum." "We must stop him," Nuna cried. As she spoke, Kinguq came up out of her tunnel in the floor. Drake looked at Wolfgang. "Can you undo your dad's power shield spell?" he asked. Wolfgang took a deep breath. "I can try. He's putting all of his energy into opening the door. That could weaken the shield. My magic might be able to destroy it." "Get started," Drake told him. "If the shield comes down, we can try to stop Zoltan." The wizard dragon continued to say magic words. "Aperi mihi." Wolfgang pointed his wand at his father. Shield, come unsealed," he said. Then he kept repeating the words. Drake turned to Nuna. "Worm's energy bubble won't be strong enough to capture Zoltan, but combined with an energy bubble from Kinguq, we might have a chance." Nuna nodded. "Kinguq will help Worm. We will act as soon as Wolfgang brings down the shield." They watched as the red energy shield began to flicker. Shield, come unsealed!" Wolfgang shouted the last word. The red energy shield disappeared. "Trap Zoltan!" Drake and Nuna commanded at the same time. Worm and Kinguq hit Zoltan with green energy blasts from their eyes. A bright green energy bubble started to form around him. But before the energy bubble was fully formed, Zoltan spoke the last word. "Aperi!" The secret door began to open. Chapter 11. The Naga's Door. Drake held his breath as the door to the Naga opened. "I've been worried this whole time about Zoltan freeing Maldred," Drake told Worm. "What if he frees the Naga too?" But there was no giant eye behind the door. No enormous body covered in huge white scales. No Naga. Only darkness. "The Naga's eye is not turned toward Barga," Worm replied. "But once he senses the door is open, he will come and..." A shower of red sparks exploded inside the earth dragon's energy bubble, and it burst. Free, Zoltan reached toward the open door. "Damihi Maldred!" he shouted. Whoosh! The red bottle holding 100 flies appeared inside the open doorway. Zoltan's spell had pulled it away from the Naga. The wizard dragon grabbed the bottle in his claws. "Maldred, I have saved you!" he cried. Worm's and Kinguq's bodies glowed as they powered up for another attack. "Satis!" Zoltan bellowed, thrusting his free hand toward the earth dragons. The dragons' green magic fizzled. Zoltan raised the bottle and began to chant. "When this prison opens, Maldred shall be free. When this prison opens, Maldred shall be free. 100 flies are in here now, but Maldred there shall be." As he spoke, A red glow swept over the bottle. Nuna looked at Drake. We cannot let Zoltan open that bottle, and we need to close the door. Our dragons must use their most powerful attacks. I don't want to hurt Zoltan, but I think you're right, Drake agreed. No, Wolfgang said. Let me try once more. Nuna and Drake nodded at each other. We have to let him try, Drake thought. And Nuna must have thought the same thing. They both nodded again. Wolfgang turned to his father and thrust out his wand. Radish cadabrish, the young wizard cried. Poof! A purple radish appeared in midair and began to bob and twirl. Zoltan raised a bushy eyebrow. Ha! He laughed. The dancing radish spell! Do you expect me to stop with such silly magic? It's the first spell you ever taught me, Dad, Wolfgang said. Remember? The wizard dragon stopped. That was so long ago. Not that long ago, Dad, Wolfgang said. I'm only 8. You were so good at magic, even at age 5, Zoltan said. He looked at his son, remembering. I was so proud of you. Wolfgang is reaching his father, Drake thought. But the red bottle glowed brightly, and the dreamy look in the wizard dragon's eyes faded. Zoltan's claws reached for the stopper on the bottle. I am so close to more power than I have ever imagined. Nothing can stop me from releasing Maldred now. Please stop, Dad, Wolfgang pleaded. Roar! A dragon's cry came from one of the tunnels. Drake turned toward the sound. Vulcan, the fire dragon, emerged, with Rory and Gianna on his back. Chapter 12. A New Dragon Master. We're here to help, Rory announced. Gianna saw that Zoltan was about to release Maldred from the glowing red bottle. The head wizard jumped from Vulcan's back and placed a dragonstone around Wolfgang's neck. You have a strong connection to your father, she said. You need to use it. You need to become his dragon master. Wolfgang looked down at the green stone. It started to glow. Close your eyes, Gianna instructed. Use your mind to connect to his mind. You can help him calm the wild dragon energy inside him. Wolfgang looked in his father's eyes. Dad, don't feel free Maldred yet, okay? Zoltan stared at his son, but he didn't say anything. Zoltan is giving Wolfgang a chance, Drake thought hopefully. Calm down, Dad, Wolfgang said. I can feel how sad and angry you are. Try to show him how much better things could be, Rory suggested. Send him pictures with your mind. Wolfgang shut his eyes. You and I can be happy together, he said. We could play in the sand at the beach like we used to with Mom. And you can come live at wizard school with me, but not if you choose Maldred over me. But, oh, that power, Zoltan replied weakly. What good is all that power if you aren't happy? Wolfgang asked. Zoltan thought for a moment. He slowly lowered the red bottle and set it on the ground. I will try it your way, son, he said. It would be nice to start over again. Wolfgang ran and hugged the big dragon. Thank you, he said, crying happy tears. I knew you would listen to me. Drake looked at Nuna and smiled. It's over, he said. We just need to put the bottle back and close the... Suddenly, the ground began to shake. Chapter 13. The Earth Moves. Drake. The Naga is angry, Worm told Drake. He is on his way to this door. It's the Naga, Drake cried. He's upset, and when that happens... The earth shakes, Nuna finished. We must close the door. Only then... A loud rumbling interrupted her. This round of shaking almost knocked the humans off their feet. How was the door opened? Jayanna asked. I used the magical chant of opening, Zoltan replied. Then I shall use magic to close it, she said. The head wizard approached the door. Claude, ostium, Claude, ostium, Claude. The ground shook once more, and Jayanna stumbled. Rory and Nuna ran to her side and steadied her. Jayanna started to chant again. This time Zoltan joined her in saying the spell. Claude, ostium. The door slowly began to close. They kept chanting until it shut completely. Drake let out a breath of relief. The world is safe from the Naga. Yes, the earthquake dragon is leaving this place now, Worm confirmed. But the ground rumbled one final time as the Naga departed. This was the strongest shake yet. Chunks of ice broke off the cave walls. Drake fell backward into Worm and Kinguq. Rory, Nuna, and Jayanna hugged one another to stay upright. Zoltan wrapped his wings around Wolfgang to protect him from falling ice. And the red bottle, the one holding Maldred, tipped over and shattered into pieces. Chapter 14, Flying Wizards. 100 buzzing flies flew out of the broken bottle. Jayanna took Rory and Nuna by the hand and ran toward Zoltan, shouting, Everyone, come together! We must protect ourselves! How can Maldred hurt us if he is a swarm of tiny flies? Wolfgang asked. I cast a spell, Zoltan reminded them. A spell to transform the flies back into Maldred. As he spoke, the flies got bigger and bigger. The soft buzzing sound became a loud hum. As the flies grew, each one transformed from a fly into a wizard with a red body, an eye patch, and a pointy red beard. Drake watched in disbelief. Each mini Maldred was the size of a cat. The Maldreds buzzed and flapped their see-through fly wings, which remained attached. One by one, each Maldred flew into the nearest tunnel. Oh dear, Zoltan said. That spell did not go as I had planned. 100 Maldreds? Drake asked. Rory jumped on Vulcan's back. We can't let them get away! We need to get to the cave entrance before those flying mini-wizards escape, Nuna said. Everyone touch Worm or Kinguq. They moved quickly. In a flash, they appeared outside the main entrance to the ice cave. Buzz. The sound of 100 flying Maldreds came from deep inside the cave. Zoltan lowered his head. Oh, what have I done? He asked. Just help us stop them, Dad, Wolfgang said. Use your magic to trap them. Help me cast a shield spell, Zoltan, Jayanna cried. She thrust out both arms. Silver magic flowed from her fingertips. The symbols on Zoltan's scales glowed. Magic sparked from his claws. Pink magic. The sparkly silver and pink magical streams combined into an energy wall that covered the cave entrance. Worm, get ready to freeze those Maldreds, Drake said. Kinguq, do whatever it takes, Nuna told her dragon. Bzzz. The buzzing grew louder and louder. 100 flying evil wizards zoomed toward the magical shield. Chapter 15, 100 Problems. The flying Maldreds bumped into the energy shield. Then their bodies began to glow red. They charged the magical shield once more, and they broke right through it. Not even the magic of 2 powerful wizards can stop 100 Maldreds, Drake realized. A green glow swept over Worm and Kinguq, but before they could attack, poof, 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 poof. Each winged Maldred disappeared in an instant. No! Rory yelled. They escaped! The frozen landscape was quiet once again. Nuna looked down at the ground. Kinguq and I failed to guard the secret door. The world has never seen a wizard dragon before, Drake said. There was no way for you to prepare for such powerful magic. Zoltan stepped toward Nuna. I am truly sorry. You and your dragons have been very brave. Rory watched them. It is so weird to see a talking dragon. Almost as weird as seeing 100 Maldreds, she said, shaking her head. She turned to Nuna. I'm Rory, by the way, and that's Gianna, the head wizard, and my dragon's name is Vulcan. Thank you very much, all of you, for coming to help, Nuna said. Rory stared at Kinguq. Is your dragon also an earth dragon? She asked. Yes, Nuna replied. Rory, meet Kinguq, Drake said. How did you and Gianna find us? I knew you were coming to Barga, Rory explained. I told Gianna and she found the location of the secret door in the castle library. What happened to the team of wizards that was going to come on this mission? Drake asked. Gianna replied, We sent them on to the Dragon Islands in case Wolfgang was wrong about where his father went. Zoltan turned to Wolfgang next. Son, I owe you the biggest apology of all. I lost my focus when your mother died. I should have focused all my energies on you. My connection to you makes that clear now. Wolfgang hugged the wizard dragon's neck. Thanks, Dad. Gianna put her hands on her hips. Well done back there, Wolfgang. Not only are you an excellent wizard, but it seems that you are an excellent dragon master too. It is very rare for wizards to become dragon masters. But now you can use magic to turn my dad human again, Wolfgang said, so I don't have to be his dragon master anymore, right? I'm afraid wizard magic cannot help your father, Gianna replied. Drake's amulet is the only way I know of to undo the magic of the dream world. Wolfgang and his father looked at each other sadly. Drake spoke up. Gianna, the amulet was broken during battle. Then we will work to find another way, Gianna said. Wolfgang straightened his shoulders. And in the meantime, I'll do my best to be both a wizard and a dragon master. Nuna turned to Drake. I wish I could help you go after Maldred, but Kinguq and I cannot leave the Naga door. Drake hugged her. I'm so glad we met. I will bring Worm back for a visit soon. Gianna, what should we do now? Drake asked. We must alert every wizard and dragon master, Gianna replied. We have 100 Maldreds to stop.